I will ask Mr. Allen to do this in the pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Okay. The next item on the agenda is comments, suggestions by residents. We have any such comments? Hearing none. The next item on our agenda are
First, I just want to acknowledge our first responders and fire department response to the flood last week. We were all here listening, and I think we had no idea what it was done. We spoke tonight. If you were here for the public safety meeting last week, we heard from the fire department and even safety person. Was quite an event, very thorough, and we need to acknowledge the work that those teams put into save and help us. If we were affected by that flood, we are receiving some funds due to the declaration of both disaster assistance from flood, or we call the county, to get some assistance there. Also, along the lines of first responders, we have a very moving dedication last night to 9/11, and one of our own public service, police officer, and NYPD on 9/11. I thank him and all of the first responders and from now.
I just started to hear from there's one of the great ones we have to look at their space and what they have going on there. Bigger, big, if you want to know more about that, you can listen to pop out downstairs. They do a lot of more conferences. It's fun. I don't know what it is, but you're well prepared to do it. I also wanted to talk about after from how that was really well done. So I also wanted to my understanding urban so I really appreciate that work. It was really, really nice. I didn't know that. Really, really insightful for me. The video. And I did want to talk briefly about the finance committee's budget season now. The budgeting for a year that the first budget season I did on council this fall. We were meeting every week, so I would only have instead of them in the week. So I'm really excited and encouraged by that. And then lastly, just as a teacher, I want to say how great it is that in the classroom, students, it's my favorite part of my job is making connections with kids. I don't like paperwork. 15 were multiplied by 3, we got rid of the most rewarding parts. So I would just encourage everyone not vaccinated, get vaccinated. And I'm wearing this because I'm last semester. Yes, actually. But anything we can do to keep the community transmission down so I can stay with my kids would be appreciated because it has been so rewarding to remember why.
Any day. Greetings from the students of the Borough. Sixth Ward. I can't brag a little bit more about the case for children's coming to where all the independent's office was. And I walk by there every day, just looking for stuff, chocolate. So it's not like we're still baby. So it's pretty exciting. As the COVID is shuts down, a lot of businesses came in Sixth Ward, which is pretty exciting. On September 24th, Gate Street will be reopened for vehicle traffic. It's going to be pretty sweet. I was up there today enjoying lunch at one of the restaurants lunchtime. The breeze was beautiful with no noise. Motorcycles, racing will be back. No running up and down that issue. The other thing in the Sixth Ward is the playground is being more. You've been around our park, you'll see tan stakes coming out of the ground. Stuff like that. It's so exciting to see the birth of a beautiful playground right there. And then lastly, on 19th September, 12 to 8, at our park. It's the Church Day Festival, Music Festival. It's normally earlier in the year. This year it's a little bit later, so hopefully more than the hot summer. Thank you, Bernie. We're going to die in one of us. We got money? Yeah, what do you say? It's like we're going to go to die and return on. Oh, really? But how much will you give us the there's one hundred, not bad. Dinosaur. We got an old timey comedy routine that's happening right now. That's not the extent of geriatric section. Who's no first? For a number of years, back over much I was previously just in line for several years, and this is what I learned over the years. One, they knew it was a floodplain. But I think that's the main thing there. After this last rain, actually, we had a meeting with that, like, I think it takes me about 4 to 5 minutes to get here. Streets that were blocked off. One car I saw waiting for our street bridge was about this much of the car, so like that's not like a shot and stuff. It seems to be the worst. Really buckled down. I saw this problem because it's the problem of really involved with state, really involved township of West Virginia. So there was a study on that in 1989. Somebody that would be real helpful around how things so what direction we need to look at solve the problem. And it's not just on our own. It was easy fix. Just put in like this, with big color, problem solved. And West Ocean is done that, which fine. I'm gonna remember something. It's the word. Egress of the water by heating it higher. It's quite huge. Portugal, even the bushfires, I see from snow. They would go on your but anyway, it needs to be fixed. But I hope we also have this. Really need a lot more attention. This is traffic, that's safety, especially if that's I really think that that's something that's all. Start working on just together. Yeah. It's done. Bill. So all I have is share with you for the next meeting on October 11th, which is Native Americans Day, Columbus Day, who are Italian citizens, both have 3 children. Anyway, October 11th, on October 1st is the gallery door. And this year, since we don't have people on the merchant going all out gallery door. The 1st of October, when I go downtown, around, that's artwork and play of it. Sure, it'll be well worth it. On the 25th, this month, coming up, is up on the roof on top of parking garage, sponsored by the bid or more particular downtown patron. Helpful. It's important walls. Just this week, national wildlife pirate. Into this full undertaking wildlife pirate thing. I big fan of that holiday because a lot of junk callers, talking about the pirate, you get through. Have a good Westchester holiday. Thank you. 20 years ago, on Saturday, I was at an estate, my junior estate, in office hours. I really heard the news of the first plane. Wasn't a friend of mine. Both my teacher and I listened to the video at the time, so it was and then finished up. After that, I walked outside and I was on campus. State main campus. It's totally empty. Eerie feel, hustle, going on the last next class. From there, I went to the hub, which is kind of like this site student center down here. It's a main student area for food study, etc. And that's really where everybody was. There was a mass of students, many in tears, huddled together, closely watching big screen TVs. Everyone was in shock. And it was there that we all saw the same. always remember the collective shock, all the screams and gasps, and the pain that we all felt together. This whole massive students, arms around each other, comforting strangers, intimately, like we're all best friends. In some ways, it was beautiful. It's terrible and shocking. Many Penn State students and obviously families all over the country lost parents and loved ones that still mourn them. Mourn the pure hopelessness that 9/11 victims had when they started to jump out of buildings to their remember that instead of being burned. We watched that unfold as 18 to 20-year-old Penn State students, classmates, and we became family at that moment. We will always remember. And besides the pain and sorrow that everyone felt, here's what I remember most in the depths of my heart. We are one. When it matters the most, accept everyone in that moment for who we are. We are ready to be together, to help, to hug, to cry, grow as a movement. We're better together. We need to will be. God bless our first responders.
Thanks for in some ways it's hard to believe it's been 20 years. In some ways it's hard to believe it hasn't been reported. Certainly want to echo everyone's comments and go to Hector's service specifically, remembering 9/11. I also want to talk about where we talked about briefly the other playground is chicken. I was down there. I've done reasonably well in that spring. It's super cool. It's a beautiful space. There's a giant rising out of the ground. They're starting to put the platforms up and the size of it and the scope of it. I'm starting to see now and see numbers of it. So yeah, I'm going to go down and check it out. One of the guys that was building it saw a young girl standing at the fence and came over and talked to her for about 5 minutes. Hopefully on the clock. And explaining what they were building and how they were building it. It's super cool to see how excited she was about it. More immediately, come check out some stuff this weekend. A lot of good music. This is a lot of the first events that we've hosted since the pandemic started. So that was pretty refreshing to see something happening. On to number 5, which is an informative Narcan presentation by Mr. Peedy of the Good Fellowship.
Get started with some of Edith's work. Really the forefront of this program, Narcan saving lives to some of our most vulnerable. So, in that note, I'm up here and love to provide your keys. My service. Thank you for service.
So as Mayor Norley said, my name is Ethan Healy. Work for Good Fellowship Ambulance, the ambulance service provider here for the borough, as well as the surrounding municipalities here. I grew up in the borough, grew up on Marshall Street. I bought a house in the borough here in West Washington. My councilwoman. I started a program back in October of 2014 known as Project Naloxone. Project Naloxone primary goal and mission is to provide naloxone to law enforcement agencies here in Chester County. There's 46 municipal police departments here in Chester County. All 46 participate in Project Naloxone. Every police car here in the county.
I'm sorry. Yes. You can get out.
Every police department here in the county, 46 of them participate in Project Naloxone. We got initiative, every police car is provided a naloxone kit, every police officer is trained on how to use the naloxone itself. Through that initiative, I currently serve on the executive board of the Chester County Overdose Prevention Task Force. We're a county task force that's focused on reducing overdose here in our community. It's not just opioid related, it's alcohol, overdose on any type of illicit drug. Through that initiative, task force itself, the partnership between Department of Alcohol, Health Department, the Chester County Coroner's Office, and Department of Emergency Services, as well as the Chester Attorney's Office will be on a monthly basis to discuss different initiatives here in our community to help achieve the goal of overdose. I think as most of us are aware, we are experiencing an opioid epidemic, prescription and illicit, nationwide, statewide, throughout the Commonwealth, the Westchester community as well. 2019, over 71,000 people across the United States died from a drug overdose. That's huge. In addition to that, 10.1 million people reported to have misused a prescription opioid during the year 2019, which is huge. So Project Naloxone focuses on reducing opioid-related overdoses, familiar with opioids. Opioids are both prescription and illicit medications. Prescription being prescribed by a doctor, typically painkillers, fentanyl, oxycodone, morphine. They're commonly prescribed opioids used to treat pain. Opioids, they're initially designed to help increase the person's pain tolerance, reduce the pain. Normally prescribed post-surgery to help somebody recover. They act in the central nervous system in the brain to help a person heal, then increasing their pain tolerance, helping them deal with their pain, and move on to a speedy recovery. When used incorrectly, they are highly addictive. They are also deadly. Opioids are taken high volume, act on the central nervous system in the brain, slow down the person's breathing. Eventually, their heart stops. Respiratory rest ultimately leads to their cardiac arrest. So they stop breathing, their heart stops. Naloxone is a medication used to help treat opioid-related overdoses. It's a miracle medication. Works on opioids and opioids only. Even somebody who's overdose provides from the overdose in seconds. Those of you that are unfamiliar with opioids, first on the top of the list here is heroin. It's an opioid. Following heroin, methadone, morphine, fentanyl, codeine, they're all prescription-related opioids. Short of looking at this list, maybe on identify medication you may be on, found information prescribed at one point in time following surgery with some key extraction. They're all commonly prescribed opioids. At one time, it's a little practice surgery, post-surgery. These are just some statistics related to drug-related overdoses here in the Commonwealth. As you can see here, we've been experiencing an opioid epidemic for 20 years. The opioid epidemic really hit the Pennsylvania community hard, especially during the year 2017. You can see here that the numbers really started to climb in 2015. 1,300 people died of a drug-related overdose that would continue to climb to about 2018, 2019. The legislature really started to address the opioid epidemic. Legislation regarding overprescribing as well as naloxone. Here in Chester County, you see from 2015 we saw an increase of drug-related overdose deaths here in our community. 74, 15, 16, 97. Again, 2017, we saw a significant increase to about 104 related overdose deaths. That number did peak in 2018. Cited the 2020 number, I believe is preliminary at this point at 97. You can see we are seeing a increase. One of the initiatives that was put in place by our legislature here in Pennsylvania was the Good Samaritan Law. This provided Good Samaritan protection to the use of naloxone. They're familiar with David's Law Act 139, provides Good Samaritan protection to the use of naloxone. Anybody to utilize naloxone in an emergency setting. We see overdoses in all types of different areas, houses, on-wheel cars, parks, bathrooms, you name it, that's the overdoses occur. Good Samaritan protection allows somebody to not only utilize naloxone in an emergency setting, it provides both civil immunity and criminal immunity to as long as the person is actually good faith, help save somebody's life. Naloxone, I'm referring to in the media as Narcan. My definition is open antagonist. It's used to reverse opioid overdose. Comes in nasal spray and auto-injector shot. Designed to be given to somebody who's suffering an opioid overdose. So come into contact with somebody usually suffering an opioid overdose. Either this nasal spray or auto-injector shot right in the thigh. And assuming they're on opioids within 30 to 60 seconds, the medication actually reverses overdose to occur. 139 also provides civil immunity, having to utilize the medication in a scenario where not overdose at that time period, the leak was an overdose, we're trying to save that person's life, not be sued for health criminal. At that point in time, you know, can't hurt somebody by giving them naloxone. It turns out later that they were not suffering an overrelated overdose. The medication actually won't. Medication is very, very easy and very safe. Basically, tear back the safety pouch and remove the product. Place the product against the person's nostril and plunger. And it will spray. It's the auto plunger device where similar to Nasonex or Flonase type allergy medications. The plunger lots of places and spray. So the person is suffering an opioid overdose, the medication itself, all worse that overdose is going to change their condition within 30 to 60 seconds, and the person breathing should return to normal rate of the overdose itself will be reversed. This is an excerpt from the Good Samaritan protection. Again, the whole purpose of the legislation is to help save lives, increase access to naloxone. You can actually go to any pharmacy and obtain naloxone right over the counter. Just go to the pharmacist and say, hey, I would like naloxone, and it's over the counter, which is behind the counter. Anybody can purchase the product right over the counter, keep it on hand in case of emergency or coming in contact with somebody who needs it. Those who do CPR training, Good Samaritan protection is really available to naloxone use. So come into contact with somebody who's not breathing, you can CPR and help save that person's life. As long as you guys have good faith, help save that person's life. So my primary role is I work for a Good Fellowship ambulance. As I mentioned, I run the naloxone program. Our primary goal is to provide naloxone to first responders. All 46 police departments participate across the county, and 25 fire and ambulance companies. Through that initiative, we've been able to distribute over 800 naloxone kits. We were able to train over 900 police officers. I can say in 2014, the act was signed in October went into effect. Over 900 naloxone uses across the county for 950 lives saved. That's across the county. Every police department participates. Through that initiative, we've truly been able to make it. These are the naloxone kits that are provided with the police cars. Westchester Police does participate. They're actually one of the first departments to join our program. Each of those naloxone pouches, it's like a pouch, a pair of gloves, naloxone delivery device, and a resource card. Basically, officer comes in contact with somebody who's an overdose, typically, especially here in the borough, law enforcement is the first responder to arrive on location. They determine it's an opioid-related overdose, they administer the naloxone, save that person's life, and then transport it to the hospital. Here's just some photos of the past. Photos of the old. You can see here, top left here, it's Officer Ferriola. He administered naloxone to a patient a year ago. Be able to save that person's life. Picture on the bottom right here is time, quickly. They responded to an overdose. They saw them in the borough here. They able to administer naloxone to somebody that was unconscious, actually laying in the middle of the street. Overdose. They were able to save that person's life. These are some naloxone numbers from law enforcement from across the town here. The two columns, the dark blue, indicates the naloxone uses from law enforcement here across the county. You can see there's a difference between the dark blue and the gray. The dark blue indicates the naloxone used by law enforcement. Light gray is the reverse. You can see the difference in numbers. Basically, there are some occasions where the officer arrived on the patient from the overdose, believed it was opioid-related, administered naloxone, and then no. In terms of borough here, since 2015, 2019, there were 56 uses of naloxone by the Borough Police Department here. This is just the borough that's not included forever. You can see all 56 of those were successful. This is shocking to a lot of people. This is percent of naloxone used by age group. The highest age group in terms of naloxone uses occurs between the ages of 21 and 30. I can tell you that of the over 900 naloxone uses, 950 or so, 50% of them occurred between the ages of 21 and 30. The youngest person was actually 11, the oldest person was 86. Opioid use disorder is not discriminating, it occurs in every age group. Socioeconomic level, grades, we naloxone uses in all age groups. This age group here is 50 related to that. Through my role in the Touch County Overdose Prevention Task Force, here we offer community naloxone presentations at their cost to the community, to various different community groups. Community naloxone presentations at the Mountain Center, Fortune 500 companies. The whole goal is to educate on the presence of the opioid epidemic, carrying naloxone. Agency is providing naloxone to all the county buildings. Surprise here, the amount of people that are carrying naloxone. In the near future, it's going to be almost a near normal practice to see a AED with a naloxone next on the site. Again, as I mentioned, one of our primary goals is to increase access to naloxone. The county with 10 school districts, 6 of them carry naloxone in their schools with their AEDs. And all 46 municipal police departments in the county carry naloxone, and the state police also carry it through summer. County's buildings have naloxone. That includes the 313 building as well as the 201 apartment building. So, in addition to that, one of our secondary initiatives here is reducing basically what I call prescription waste in the home. There's, I think at this point, over 70 prescription drug drop-off boxes in the lobby here. Lobby of the police department on the first floor. Initiative that I'm working on once a year. We're able to get one of these boxes, placed right in the lobby here, walk in at any time. Anonymously, dispose of prescription medication right in the box. Medications then taken and incinerated. It's out of the home, out of basically harm's way. Children in your home, reduces the risk of accidental overdose by a child. It's a great way to dispose of prescription. In addition to that, it's basically, making a community aware that these drug boxes are available to them. You'd be surprised one of the things here is realtor education, targeted realtors. You'd be surprised at how many people go to put their house up for sale on their open house on Saturday. People go out and come to your house, taking prescription medication right out of the medication box. They were not the whole goal there wasn't to go look at your house, potentially purchase it, it was to save medication. So another issue that we worked on for task force together 2 years ago. Another big initiative, this is primary for the Department of Drug and Alcohol, is information dissemination. Go downstairs, these purple cards and salmon color cards and the pictures. The county has plenty of resources out there for those seeking drug and alcohol treatment. If you don't have insurance, the county actually has a ton of funding available. Help aid a person attempting to get drug and alcohol treatment. They want you sent to treatment at their cost, assist you finding the treatment. If you're interested in the county's drug and alcohol treatment resources, we'll go to the task force, stop.chesco.org, sponsored by the county, and task force receives grant money to help with information website there to help aid anybody from looking for drug and alcohol treatment to seeing the next naloxone training. Just some local resources here in the community. As I mentioned, stop.chesco.org. The county participates in a they call it information referral line. It's a 1-800 here. There's the contact that number, statewide hotline for anything related to finding drug and alcohol treatment. So again, if finding a naloxone class where you get naloxone, there's general questions about addiction. Recovery is possible. Just here in Chester County, there's over 35,000 people that are living daily life of recovery. A lot of people struggle with drug and alcohol problems every day. But again, 35,000 people in recovery is huge. There's resources out there to help people get into recovery. I talk to people every day, whether it be opioid related, alcohol related, need to get treatment, need to carry naloxone. It's in our community. If anybody's interested, my contact information is up there. Typically, we do these overview presentations, naloxone training, partnership with the Department of Drug and Alcohol. It's actually a contact person at the bottom. Kate Denner, she is the prevention specialist for the Department of Drug and Alcohol. She's actually in charge of organizing naloxone training. Interested in having naloxone training, again, we offer it at no cost. Pretty much done it all types of different venues, community groups, churches. All kinds of different trainings that directed towards those venues, depending on the venue.
Thank you so much, Ethan. This has been one of the most important I have no idea if you just go to a pharmacy and purchase a laptop. Give it out. I mean, you could have any over this. Office, anyone can see the life. It's not something that needs to be certified. See the life. That's why I asked you. And thanks again so much, Ethan, for coming by and your service. It's a lot. Yes, thank you very much for.
Thank you.
Anyone else have any questions for all that? Hold on one second. Go ahead.
The county does have a provide us community cost. You can go to any pharmacy, there's a charge. But the county health department funding.
Do you have any idea what the cost is if somebody went to like a local park?
So it's about $150. I can tell you that at this point in time, the majority of commercial insurance providers cover the cost of the drug. And that includes both government, Medicaid, and Medicare.
That's all. It's there. No. I just wanted to challenge everyone on council. Go to an event. It's not like the opioid task force events or it's like that were done in the community. The community of people that are involved in this issue are some of the most incredible people. So much from you even over the last couple of years and from everyone we work with. It's immensely paid by this community has been through it and what they're able to turn around and do. So thanks again.
You come across a person who's from most of it doesn't very much alive. Is there anything to tell them whether they're, and there's no communication around these, you and one another. Is there any way to tell if they're opiate, a living remotely?
So kind of the best answer to the question is looking at the scene. So determining whether it's a potential overdose. So drug paraphernalia, it's a prescription pill bottles in one area. It's a telling from, in this area, heroin is typically taken via injectable, meaning it's, injections to be a needle. You may see needles around, as there are needles, heroin is a package, inflammation, plasma baggage. Those are some of the indicators that we look for as responders.
Colors, skin change, tremors.
So, so somebody that's suffering an opioid overdose with decreased level of consciousness, the breathing slowed down, obviously with rapid breathing, cyanotic, blue lips, moving nodes, overall lack of oxygen.
And if you administer the person really has no hope that it's normal. Physiological.
Yeah, essentially, no. Because the medication acts on the opioid receptor. No opioids in the body will no effect.
Thank you very much. It's almost like science. The next item on our agenda is proclamation of cancer awareness.
Thank you very much. We have a proclamation here for childhood cancer awareness month. This is September, this case 2021. I'll go ahead and read that. Whereas childhood cancer is the leading cause of death by disease in children. Whereas 1 in 285 children in the United States will be diagnosed with cancer by his or her 20. And whereas too many children are affected with this deadly disease, and more must be done to raise awareness, find a cure for all childhood cancers. And whereas 2/3 of childhood cancer patients will have long-lasting chronic conditions as a result of the treatment. And whereas the National Cancer Institute recognized the unique research needs of childhood cancer, increased funding to conduct this research. Whereas researchers and healthcare professionals work diligently to dedicate their expertise to treat, cure children with cancer. Whereas the determination and bravery which these children fight their battles against cancer should be recognized and commended by all. Whereas it is vital that those affected by childhood cancer have access to quality, affordable care, that research of all forms of childhood cancer continues to be rigorously. Now, therefore, be it resolved, I, George C. Norley, Mayor of Westchester Borough, do hereby proclaim September 2021 as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Encourage everyone to support this cause that so deeply impacts families.
Next item on the agenda is a new proclamation. Today on
This is a proclamation for Energy Efficiency Day. October 6th, 2021. We have Jim Wild and Steve Crew. I don't know if we're extracting more those in this. Well, now, whereas energy efficiency is the cheapest, quickest, and cleanest way to meet Westchester's energy needs, avoid dangerous pollution, reduce utility bills for residents and businesses in our community. And whereas implementing energy efficiency and other clean energy policies and programs can help boost economic opportunities and job creation, while continuing to move Westchester toward a sustainable future. And whereas smarter energy use reduces the amount of electricity needed to power our lives, which helps avoid power plant emissions that can harm our health, with our air. And whereas for cities and states like ours that are trying to tackle issue, energy efficiency can get us about halfway toward our emission reduction goals. And whereas energy efficiency makes our homes and work spaces healthier, safer, more comfortable. And whereas cutting energy waste saves U.S. households billions of dollars on their utility bills every year, up to $500 per household from appliance efficiency standards alone. And whereas a nationwide network of energy efficiency groups and partners has designated the first Wednesday in October as National Annual Energy Efficiency Day. Whereas together we continue to contribute to our sustainability efforts by learning more about energy efficiency and practicing smarter energy use in our daily lives. Now, therefore, be it resolved, I, Jordan C. Morley, Mayor of Westchester Borough, do hereby proclaim the first Wednesday in October as Energy Efficiency Day. I urge citizens to join us in supporting our clean energy goals and moving toward more energy efficiency now and yes.
Thank you for proclamation, Mayor Norley. Appreciate it. Council members. Representing the Energy Efficiency Association, American Institute of Architects, I also chair the Climate Change Advisory Committee for the state of Pennsylvania, as well as work with Jim and I both serve on the county Energy and Environmental Board, as well as Jim serves on the Borough. All these associations and committees appreciate the leadership that the borough and the council have shown with their history of energy efficiency. They're concerned for the environment. So thank you very much.
Yes, thank you both for all your work. This is allowing a lot of people.
Now, may I post this on the Energy Efficiency Day website?
Absolutely, do whatever you like.
Right. There are now 818 cities, universities, and counties that are participating. So thank you.
That's cool.
Excellent. Thank you so much again for your work.
Yeah, thank you both. The next item on our agenda is the consent agenda.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to accept the consent agenda.
Second by Guns. Each out. Mike.
Mr. Wilson.
Yes.
Mr. Flynn. Yes. Mr. Brown.
Yes.
Mr. Scott. Aye. Mr. Grayson. Yes. Mr. Gainer.
Yes. Passes. The next item on our agenda for business is the 2022 preliminary budget presentation.
Good evening, everyone. Earlier today, you received a packet from my office with this year's budget. And my budget message to you and the community. Before I get started, I want to thank a handful of folks. Borough, Leonti, our finance director, Sean Medford, our assistant manager, have been a great pair of expertise to you this year. In addition to our department heads, we've done a really good job understanding the financial position the borough is in and not being too crazy with wants and needs as opposed to with the need to do a good job. In addition, the borough appointed a financial advisory committee a few years back, and they have been involved in the budget process with us for the past 3 months. They probably look more of a process as opposed to almost ways to chop money or chop services. We're still involved in the process. I think it was a good move to get it resolved early. So I'm not going to read my message to you. It's available online. I send it to you individually. But I do want to highlight a handful of things. And the theme of my message was I was looking through old paraphernalia. Bill Scott must be cleaning out his house. Dumped in my office a month ago or so. Lo and behold, it was a newsletter from 2002. And I read it and I quote a lot from it. Many of the same messages from that 2002 are still reality today. Boroughs, we typically are spending more than we're bringing in. We live on a parking lot, that story clearly tells you. But that being said, that message in 2002, we had gone on about 10 years without a tax increase, which is pretty hard to believe. And we continue to do that, but it's to the point where we've chopped and sliced and diced them. I think we run pretty efficiently on the city. We can't do everything we can. And I'm sure in the future, the next borough manager will continue on that trail. This budget that I presented to you tonight, that's not done yet. Presenting it to you, knowing that you don't vote on this tonight. Save that to October. But this package includes a 4% property tax increase. Typically, most municipalities give you what does that mean to the mean household? We picked operations the mean household in the borough. So with the 4% increase done, Bracelet's home would be taxed an additional $51 as a benchmark. Mr. Taylor, you probably put that $800. Especially with the new brick pillars, yes. And in addition, last year you may have recalled that Ann Carroll, they were a subcommittee of the ad hoc financial ad hoc committee to look at our sewer rates. They recommended a sewer rate increase of about 23% last year. So the borough, we increased our rates by 15. There's another slight increase, which is dovetail from the report from last year, which is about 6.5%, which will bring in about $300,000 additional revenue into the sewer fund. Which will be capital. The 4% tax increase would bring in about 230,000 tax dollars. Compare that to what our police department salaries are going to go up, and benefits both. About 637,000. So the tax increases are going to cover about 1/3 of money on our salaries. So we're going slim. Nick has asked a number of times, and I've explained to him a number of times repeatedly. Probably get sick of hearing it. The idea, I think, we as a borough need to do is we need to start out the year with some money. I mean, some money, we need enough money to get us to the point of property taxes, which is after the first quarter. So you need 3 months of money set aside to start from the beginning. About $2.5 million. But we don't have that in our general fund. Last year we had 300,000. We're projecting this year that we have 200,000 with the tax increase. Next year, I think we can project we should have another 300,000. So the idea is we need to chip away at that number. There's other things you could do besides property taxes. It's interesting that people who have businesses and pay an EIT and live in the borough, some folks don't like that extra EIT, and they don't like any type of trash fee, especially the folks who are property owners, which you all are, probably ridiculous, but he gets taxed because the landlord passes it on to him anyway. But the property owners, they kind of share that trash collection to all property owners, building owners, and boroughs spread around. So it's truly not a user fee. Philosophically, some people may think that's fair. It is fair. So, in addition, the budget has about $337,000 in capital projects that are funded from the general fund. The other projects in the sewer fund, stream protection fee, parking, which are outside of the scope. So, if you have any questions of me tonight, have an answer to Bar or Sean. Didn't be able to department heads tonight off. My goal is to have council vote on a preliminary budget next month in October, so we can advertise it. Schedule a public hearing either in November or December. One last thing, there's no, this is in my message on the budget, there's no additional employees. I think it might be wise, not necessarily there shouldn't be any new hires in the future, but years ago, it was a borough council put a hiring freeze on. I thought it was a good idea. That way, the manager or department heads or the mayor or police chief, nobody can still hire people when you lose somebody. You come into borough council, you make a case for why you still need that position, and you can't find other efficiencies to do without that position. I think it's probably a fiscally responsible thing for council to really oversee the future. Questions?
Just want to say that I did two new companies that were installed. I think this doesn't fall. Not only did a great job, but was lovely to talk to.
No, we don't carry money over. Money's not spent. It's cash in hand. There's money put in for committees. I off the top of my head, I'll find out. Barb probably knows, but I don't want to embarrass you.
That's kind of high.
It's embarrassing.
There's $12,000 in the boards and commissions budget for 2022.
We appreciate you not spending that money. We can find a lot of other pockets to put it in.
I just wanted to briefly say, but in all actuality, and I am excited to see that. I the years of it like touches long vision, so we can, not come to an emergency. Obviously, what I want to see. Or come on, what kind of thing is that? But point out, our last I checked, I think 49. So doing the trash feed, work from the borough. We're not having to progressive option constitution. Is the reason we're so interested in that? So there's a lot we can't do on council. So I would just answer that. So this
Seven and a half, eight.
$60% of them.
And the other thing I would like to tap. This year. Pressing. Because of the orders and the way we expect our public to come and pick up their old stuff and larger amounts of money when should be usually type strong revenues. You want to get rid of the mattress, it costs us $25 for the mattress. Just John Magnin says it's a beautiful breakdown of what it means. Finance committee. But I agree with Graham on the residents, regular trash, recycling pickup. It would be actually cheaper.
You know, I told Bernie I was coming to this. That was my birthday. He said, well, that's weird. It's also my birthday. So if you ever doubted Bernie's commitment to finance, he went to he happened to go to the Central Airport.
That's because my card is in the post office box. It's some, by the way, today. Oh, maybe I'll get my card.
Any other council comments or questions?
Just kind of strategic sort of standpoint. Sounds like we're going to go for some bigger ways next year. Some additional cameras, and all that's the case. The other thing we should just be relying on. Certain places it's fine. Serious investment.
There's a, just, I don't know if council's aware of this. There's a bigger issue in not funding cameras right now. Chief is aware of it, we've talked about it, discussed it. And some money may need to shift from cameras to something else, because the cameras downstairs or down, uptown in the garage cannot all be visually seen at the same time they should be. So something is wrong with our infrastructure or software or something, not way above my pay grade when it comes to computer stuff. So that needs to be tackled first before we spend money on cameras. So I agree with you. We need cameras. There's another step in between. We may have to say, let's take a step back.
Speaking with the chief of police, that's the word I mentioned. Fix of the, it's underway right now. I'm trying to figure out how we can talk to one another. As I've said, different meetings, American Rescue money, for infrastructure and protection. So that one. Fill the gas of the eyes in the sky. I sent some cameras to Chief and yourself. They're actually using Savannah or Wi-Fi or in Savannah. They said that it's the place that can be. So it's pretty big. I'm going to have it for the last class. So I appreciate that. We're in the process. So that's good news. We call that forcible. Hopefully, when that goes on, communication. It's also solved.
hearing. And clearly,
And on behalf of the staff, we thank you. But Lisa, you were a lot more engaged this year, and believe me, we really appreciate council members are engaged and asking questions. That helps us.
Anyone else have any comments or questions on them? Great. The next item on the agenda is to announce an executive session. Primarily to discuss personnel issues. Want to note this business. Someone in the borough review COVID cases for the next month. Give us an update on how we as a town or we as a borough. Really, there's a lot of discussion about potential for that option.
Should we hope?
Yeah, that was something I think. Hopefully, you avoid that option yesterday. I think said it's helpful that by Halloween the vaccine. I don't know, but we should probably.
That and also keep an eye on the. Mr. President, Jeff, you have slides and the, it's very difficult to navigate the county. It's almost impossible. Just with factors navigation, okay? But just recently in the Philadelphia Inquirer, they'll show that the state trend in Pennsylvania is and Chester County is actually forward, so we're in a downward spiral, downward trend actually from the Delta virus as of last week. But and that's just the county, Bucks County, or Governor County, Philadelphia County. It makes no call. There was a whole article in the paper that day. Municipality explaining the situation. There's a cease sitting there, about the law. But that right is down in the trend right now. We're 5 points below the state average. That's where it's based how well and our good commissioner. That's natural. Attributes a lot of this to the excellent work of people getting vaccines in Chester County. We were 72% vaccinated. He was very this trending down.
Yeah, I hope that continues. But I think we should be prepared to have a discussion about it. I actually literally lost the buttons. Which is, as much heck out of my face, that's not going to cook itself. But how would you guys like it? That would be better, probably. Somebody just. Actually, not even sure we could just take like 4 of these, space them out, and leave them on all the time.
They need that.
Why? Well, this one won't be nice, so.
It's true.
All right, well,